Hi everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the founder of TravelSisters. We're a female-only travel community and usually we'd empower you to travel safely together by using our app. But lockdown kind of sucks. So here's our special coronavirus travel interview series. I'll be interviewing some interesting and fun travel sisters from our community living across the whole world. And if you want to join and have a travel chat with me as well, then make sure to join our group and let us know. Hi, lovely to meet you. How about you introduce yourself quickly to the community? What's your name? Where are you currently? And do you have lockdown? How's the situation?
Yeah, so my name is Blathnaid. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. So I'm currently in lockdown here in Ireland. And the lockdown situation is basically only like everything that's open is just things that are like necessary, like the food stores are open, some restaurants are still open, pharmacies are open, but like nothing else. And yeah, so you're allowed to go on walks within 2 kilometers of your area. So not too far, just like around your area and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a bit of a mad situation at the moment, definitely. So yeah, just trying to keep active and all of that at home myself. But I'm quite lucky because I'm from Dublin, so I live quite close to the seaside. So if I go for a walk, I can go for a walk along the coast, which is really nice. And I'm quite close to a park, so I tend to like go to the park or whatever on a walk if it's a nice day like today.
Nice, awesome. And what are the top 3 things to do in your area? So in this case, in Dublin, if it wasn't for lockdown, of course.
Yeah, if it wasn't for lockdown, well, actually, a lot of the things that are nice to do in Dublin are like going on walks around. So it's again, beside me, I have a really nice park, and they actually did this really nice thing where like there was this really massive tree outside of the park, and it was like really overgrown, and they got one of those artists in who like carves in like different animals and different shapes and different kind of like really cool things in the stump of the tree. So it's just like really cool when you come out. They like kind of renovated it. It was more of a kind of like a foresty area, and they made it more like family friendly, so you can go on like nice walks around it, and there's a pond in it where there's a few like little swans and stuff. So it's just like a local park, but it's quite big. And there's like a tennis court in there and stuff. So that's like all my life has just been like up the road for myself in Dublin. So I definitely like
that place?
That's St. Anne's Park, St. Anne's. So yeah, it's like it has this thing called the Red Stables as well, and every Saturday there's like a farmers market in there, which has been closed due to quarantine, but usually it's quite busy and like bustling, and there's like live music, and it's kind of like a street food kind of stalls as well, like go there, or anyone who like creates their own like maybe products as like a side hustle, or like has their own like food stall, will go there. So that's really cool and creates like a really nice atmosphere. And then we have like Bull's Eye, which is just like literally like the beach basically.
Bullseye?
Bull Island, sorry.
Bull Island. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's Sorry. English is not my first language. I don't get everything.
Sorry. Yeah, Bull Island, and like literally it's just like you walk out of that park and you can keep walking on, and it's just like a really nice beach, and you can just go for a walk, and it's actually where a lot of people like learn how to drive, you know, when you go down, like you drive up and down there. So like I have loads of memories of going there, like learning how to drive. And then again there's a place called Hope, which is like it has like a lot of like seafood markets, and like like lots of restaurants, and like nice like Irish pubs and stuff like this. And as well it has some like I guess like walkways, and kind of like I wouldn't exactly say you're climbing mountains, but essentially that's what it is. But they have like their own paths and walkways around there, so you can go like walking around, and you can just walk down the pier as well, and it's really lovely, and like you can get some gorgeous photos. I've gone out there a few times, you know, for Instagram. Snap a few pics. It's actually good. I used to work out there as well when I was younger. I worked in a bar out there.
So you said really Hope?
Nice. Howth, Howth. So So
Okay. Again, got that wrong.
sorry, that's my accent.
Well, to be fair, English is also not my native language, so sometimes an accent can get to me even more. Like if I was native English speaker, then I think sometimes I would get it.
You've
But
such
yeah,
good English. Where are you
thank you.
from?
So I'm actually from Germany originally, though my mum is from
Wow.
Chile, so I'm half. Living in the
Wow.
UK now. It's well on and off, I'd say 3 years. I just fell
Mm.
in love with it, and I've just stayed ever since. No
Lovely.
plans on going
Whereabouts
back.
in the UK?
I'm currently in Leeds, but I want to
Leeds.
move
Lovely.
back to London quite soon, so that could be nice.
Ah, brilliant. I lived in London for a year. It's cool there. There's so much happening. It's a very cool place. Very good.
Yeah,
That's why you have
nice.
such good English now.
Maybe. The northern accent is
Very
getting
good.
to me though, so I might be picking up bits and pieces, but we'll see. Well, next question. What are your top 3 favorite places that you have been to? Could be anywhere.
Top 3 favorites. So I was working as a dancer on a cruise ship, and
Oh wow.
we went around the South Pacific. So we did a long cruise. We did like a 53-day cruise. And I think my favorite place from that one was definitely Moorea in the French Polynesia. But don't worry, like I literally went there with work. I'm not some minted rich girl like going casually over to the South Pacific. But yeah, like that was such a good experience. And like I think just because it's so different to the way I've lived my life, you know, like where I'm from is like we have, I can even show you, we have our houses, if I can turn this around, like you have all the houses kind of like right beside each other like it is in England. So you have like all your houses like right beside each other like it is in England or anywhere like this, and like in a housing estate. And when you get off in these like such exotic places, like they all like they have their houses like on their own with a lot of land around them. Everything's very chilled. They grow their own food. They're like very like self-sufficient and like really calm, really relaxed. I don't know, like we when we got off the boat, we were like met with like all these kind of tourism, like, oh, come with us, like I'll give you this deal or whatever. And we got a boat which kind of rowed us around to a part of the island that was owned by whoever owned the boat or whatever way it worked. And we were just like relaxing, and it was like beautiful palm trees, like beautiful outdoors, just really gorgeous. And beautiful like beach, everything like clear sand, clear water. And we went over to one of the restaurants that was across the road from that, and like everyone in it was just so calm, the food was so fresh, and we actually got talking to like the mayor. And this is like a weekday or whatever, and like they're all just chilling, like having a few drinks, and this guy was like, yeah, I'm the mayor and all this, and I was like, okay, this guy is, you know, he's lying to me, he's drunk. And I was like, yeah, right. But like he actually was, because we went and googled it or whatever like after we found out for sure if it was him. Oh yeah, he gave us one of his cards, like his business cards, and we were like, all right, okay, actually he wasn't lying. And we just thought it was gas, because like their way of living is just so calm and relaxed, and you just feel at peace. So that was like really cool. I remember getting back on the cruise ship and just feeling like that was a really good day off the ship, like that was really good. And then we also went to Japan with this cruise ship when I was working there. So we went to Japan, and I just like really enjoyed getting off and getting the sushi. That was like really cool, and like just like their culture and how like polite they are and everything about that. Like I love that. And we went to like Okinawa, and we actually visited I can't really say this properly, but Shurijo Castle. So it's like this like very historic castle in Naha in Okinawa in Japan, and that was just like really beautiful. And again it was in like these kind of massive gardens, and like when you went into it, it was like this typical like Japanese castle, and you walked around, and it was just like really nice, like really good memories and stuff like that. And we also had like an overnight there. We went to Naha a few times, and yeah, like so we had like good memories from there. Like we had like good experiences. I feel like we had a good experience that place. And my third favourite place would have to be Westport in obviously the west of Ireland. Westport in Mayo, County Mayo in Ireland. And I think that just comes from like childhood. Like we always went there because basically my uncle had a little like log cabin. So basically a bungalow made out of wood is what a log cabin is. And we'd go there like it was my mother's brother, so like she would kind of get it off him for a week, and we'd go down there as a family, and we'd go to the beaches, and my auntie was from there, and like it's just a really cute, small, like nice little town. And they always win like the tidy towns for like how like nice it is and all the flowers that they put out. And they had a thing called Westport House, and like as a young kid I thought it was amazing. It was kind of like a theme park, and they had like these slides, and it wasn't like any big mad roller coasters or anything. Like it wasn't Disneyland, but you know when you're like so little you're like yeah,
everything
if it's like
seems
a
big
slide. Yeah, I remember there was this kind of like drop slide, like you'd go on it and you would drop down.
Oh, wow.
And I'd always end up getting like a burn on my back, but I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, okay, let's go again. I'd always go back and be crying after. So yeah, good memories from there. Love that place. And again, it's very like traditional Irish, and there was like I guess it wasn't by the sea, was it? It would have been, oh yeah, it was by like a lake, I guess it was. I'm trying to think back at, but yeah, it was by a lake, and it was a really nice pub, and they did like really nice seafood. And I remember me and my brother always being like, can we go there and get the seafood chowder? So that was a really nice place. So yeah, good memory, good childhood memories. But I know my cousins always go back, and one of my cousins actually got married there and she loved it so much.
Oh, okay.
So I think it is a nice place. Yeah, Westport, that's good.
And if money doesn't matter, where would you go as soon as lockdown is over?
Okay, so for me, this is probably like not like a typical one. And like considering that I was so fortunate and I did get to go around the South Pacific and go to these beautiful places, like, so I'm really fortunate. If money didn't matter, I would actually probably go to LA or to New York. Because I've never been to America. They're really expensive. Because I'm a dancer, I would get to go and do like loads of dance training and like performer training. And I've seen like such like cool creative things from these places. So if money didn't matter, I'd love to do that. And I think in New York there's like a lot of really cool things to see that I would love to experience those things and like see them. And I don't know, everyone always like talks about how crazy New York is with these big skyscrapers and like so much happening and stuff like this. So yeah, I think I'd like to do that. Experience that, maybe see a Broadway show.
Oh yeah, they're good. I saw Cats in New York and it was amazing. It's just chills and just goosebumps everywhere. It's just it was, I love it. Yeah,
I say that was insane. Yeah, I love it. The music's just fabulous. The dancing, how flexible they are, it's so good. Really good. Love that.
Well, then last question. What's your personal top travel tip?
Okay, I don't know if it's not like a take something with you kind of tip, but something that I've learned from, I think more or less from being on the cruise ship and getting off. We used to like in the beginning always like run and try and go to like a restaurant and like experience the like culture and like do it all like this. But I always found that it was the memories that I most remembered were like when we'd just go to like a convenience store and like get kind of like a packed lunch like on the go and just like walk around and like literally just like start talking to someone or like maybe grab a drink somewhere. And like those kind of like days were the ones that I always remember the most, because you end up seeing more. And I think like there's like so much pressure sometimes when you go to certain places to like do the touristy things and like go here and do this, and you know you're kind of in a rush. And I definitely think my top travel tip would be don't always feel pressure to do that. Like sometimes it's better to just, you know, get something to eat on the go, like just walk around, just like relax and like just take everything in kind of thing, like relax more. And also I'm a devil for not like taking photos to remember it. So remember to take photos because you will look back and you'll be glad that you have them as memories, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely also relate with the grocery store. I think sometimes just walking in there's
This looks so different. How does this look so different from home? And you learn so much
Yeah.
more about people by going into a grocery store. Funny enough, just the
Yeah,
culture, the
exactly.
products. It's just sometimes. What do you mean you don't have that much cheese? When I was in Shanghai, just we take so many things for granted, and I think that's really eye opening. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it just like I mean like if you have unlimited money, like that's amazing. Happy days, like go to anywhere you want really. But it's not even just a money thing, but it does cut travel costs to like go into the grocery store and like not to feel the pressure to have to go and eat somewhere. And it actually like genuinely, like when I was in Amsterdam with my friend, we did that. Like we always went to the grocery store, like made a big baguette or whatever, and we'd like walk around for hours, like just like seeing everything, and it was like so good. And we'd stop off somewhere, maybe grab a drink and like speak to the locals, and like I feel like that just like added to the experience so much more than like it's just a silly thing. But even like when I was in Japan, we went to Miyakojima, and right beside the cruise ship port was like this really gorgeous beach. And we must have went there like hundreds of times, because we always went there on the cruises. And we'd always just sit at this beach, or we'd get a taxi somewhere, or we'd go to the restaurant. And one of the days, me and my friend were like, right, well, let's just go into the Family Mart, like get like, I don't know, whatever it was. I think we got like some sushi, and we literally went on this walk, and we found this kind of like secret, like hidden passage, like beyond the beach. And like there was these really cool places where you could sit and just look out, and like you could see like our cruise ship like really far away. And it was like this little hut where you could have like a nice picnic. And it was just kind of like, oh, why didn't we do this sooner? Like, do you know what I mean? Like we've always been like in such a rush to eat like really good sushi that was like kind of expensive. And like I don't know, like I guess there's kind of like these pressures to get like into the like known places or something like this. And it was just like, oh my god, that's what actually sticks out in my head, because I'm like, oh yeah, it was really beautiful like that day. So it was good.
Well, thank you very much for joining me on this interview. It was really interesting to hear your travel stories, and I'm sure you're full of so many more. So maybe we'll have to do this again at some point.
Yeah, definitely. It's so good chatting to you, and thank you for asking me to come on.
Awesome. Well, then enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. See you now. Bye-bye.
Actually, let me quickly pause, because my rabbit, actually, I'll cut this out obviously, but because I have a little rabbit and it got a new chewing toy, and it's making lots of noise in the background. So I'm like, shut up.
Oh.
You're adorable. Shut up. I need to steal that from you for a while. I'm sorry, but you're making too much noise. Say hi to the camera. Go say hi.
Oh, so cute.